Hey guys, it's Eduardo with the Partners in Real Estate team here, reaching out to share just some of the latest data pulled by Ryan Lindquist at the Sacramento Appraisal blog. Thank you, Ryan, for always pulling such incredible data and helping to tell the story of what's going on in the market at the moment. And so for those of you that haven't had a chance to read through this, I just wanted to highlight a few quick things, and using his graphics is just always kind of right on point to succinctly deliver the message. Really what we're seeing right now is sellers are hibernating. So as much as we're seeing a decline in buyers in the market, we're seeing pretty much an equal decline in buyers and sellers coming into the market. And so that demand that we were, or oversupply that we were expecting at some point, just has never materialized. And so as a result of that, despite a lot of buyers opting out of the market because of the higher interest rates, we've had pretty much just an equivalent percentage of sellers not stepping into the marketplace. And so that is creating this equilibrium, for better or for worse, in the current market that's keeping prices where they are and creating a dynamic where you'll see in a minute multiple offers are starting to tick up at a higher pace than we would otherwise expect to see at this time of the year. So this is just a quick picture. This is what it feels like. I know the housing market is definitely one of those items that the Fed is targeting, and so that's what we're still seeing. For those of you that weren't following, the Fed did increase the federal fund rate by 0.25%, which was very much in line with what we were expecting to see at their meeting that just took place last week, and so that was very much in line with expectations. So it had a positive impact, believe it or not. So despite a 0.25% increase on the Fed rate, interest rates went down because it reinforced the stability that we're starting to see in the market, and the trend lines starting to go down with regard to inflation. We still have a ways to go, and so the next big kind of opportunity that we're seeing for rates to kind of get adjusted is going to be the May 10th CPI report. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. But for now, here's the main reason why prices are where they are and why they're starting to tick up a bit, right? We're missing about half the listings. So we have half as many homes on the market this year than we did last year, right? So if you look at this chart here, we typically, by this time of the year, are averaging just over 8,700, close to almost 9,000 listings. We're at just over 3,750. And so that's a big chunk of the housing market that isn't active. And so until we see that number start to tick up, we're not anticipating to see any kind of prices come down. I know I've heard from a number of folks that, well, I'm just waiting for those distressed sales to come on market, those short sales, those foreclosures, so on and so forth. There are more coming online. And don't buy into the headlines where we see 100% increase in distressed sales and blah, blah, blah. The reality is that we have had such few sales over the course of the last few years that even an uptick of 20 makes it feel like there's 40% increase in the number of distressed sales in the market, but it's all relative. And so really dig into the numbers. Don't just fall for the headline. But this is the biggest part of the story that I want to share with you guys, is we have half as many homes coming on market, which is creating this heightened increase in demand and an uptick in prices, because as soon as a house comes online, it shows well, that's priced well, everybody's jumping on it. And so here folks are kind of blaming that on the rain, but the reality is that it's a national trend, so it has nothing to do with weather, as best as we can tell. Coming down to the number of offers, so you can see in Sacramento in the last 2 weeks of homes that have gone pending, 65% of them have received multiple offers. And so you're starting to see that activity still here. So there are still a number of buyers that are in a position to make strong offers. I myself was able to get clients just this last week, 2 of them into contract in a multiple offer situation. And so it's still very much possible, but you have to be hyper intentional, both in terms of what your strategy is and how you're writing your offer. So give me a call. Would love to be a resource for you on that front. And so here you're kind of seeing what the trend lines have looked like over the last few months, or really the last few years. We are seeing an uptick, and given the market dynamics with regard to the few number of homes that are coming to market for resale, we are starting to see an uptick in new homes being constructed. I know that the default for many of you would be like, well, I'll just go to a new home developer. I can tell you, having worked with a number of clients now on new home purchases, there is value to still having an advocate on your side. Nothing against the developers, but at the end of the day, you need somebody that's looking out for your interests. The developer needs to look out for their interests, and you can't hate on them for that. But if you go in without representation, there's opportunities for them to, put some stuff on the table that, if especially if it's your first time, you may just not know what you're signing up for. And so having an advocate in your corner is going to allow for you to be able to actually make sure that you're going through the documents and getting information that you're going to need to make a decision that you can feel confident about. So again, with regard to the distressed sales, these are sales that have been on the market, that are currently pending, and there's a total of 19. That's it, right? So what we're seeing is that conventional loans out of the 19 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just under half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 FHA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 VA loans, right, that are currently in some kind of a distressed status for sale. But that's 19 homes, right, out of 3,750 homes that are that are on the market or have gone pending. And so we really want you guys to kind of be aware of that as you're stepping in, that the market is it's not turning in the way that folks were expecting it. With a decline in prices, we're still seeing high demand, and with fewer listings coming to market, that demand is just getting focused in. And so those homes that do show well are getting a lot of attention and a lot of activity right now. There is a program that came out. I'll be posting another video on this because there's some good stuff and bad stuff. Right? So plus or minuses is the way that I'm going to say it. But the California Dream for All program, it can offer up to 20% that can be used part for down payment, part for closing costs. The big kind of downside for me, for folks that are looking to take advantage of these types of programs, is that this one specifically has an equity component to it, so that you are giving up a portion of your equity by taking on this loan. And so there are other programs that are available to you that still provide down payment assistance, provide closing cost assistance, that don't require a portion of your equity to also be a part of the contract that you're signing, right? So it's an interesting program. They're going to be coming out with the regulations on Monday. Or actually, they just came out with the regulations on Monday, so we'll see what it actually looks like. And I'll dive in and provide a more detailed analysis of this opportunity. But in the meantime, if you have some more pressing questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this is Eduardo with the Partners in Real Estate team, and I'll see you on the next video.